TinkerCAD tip. Yesterday I was showing you how to simply make these repeating patterns like this honeycomb grid using the duplicate and wave duplication functionality. And one of my subscribers had noted that there's actually a simpler way to do this. Now, things like these repeating patterns could be used to also, let's say, make honeycomb holes in an object that we're designing, or even repeating patterns like these hearts. But when looking, there's actually some shape generators that we can use that make this task even easier. If we go up here to the search and just type in the word grid, there's at least 5 of them here that we can use to sort of automate this process. First one is called polygon grid. And we can come in here, we can change the number of sides for these polygons. So for instance, instead of 5, we could do 6 to make hexagons. We can change the radius, which is the size of each of the elements, the height. You can also alter the rotation of those polygons, column spacing between them, the number of rows down, and the number of spacing between rows, etc. So that's one. Here's another that we could use where you can actually change this note. Let's bring this in again. You can change these shapes by using this sketch pad up here. For instance, we could pull that up, make a shape like that, pull out a side. Plus we also have the size, height, the amount of rotation, columns across, column spacing, the distance between pieces, and rows down. That's another. Here's another one. This one you can also change the number of sides for the polygon. You could change it down to be triangles, all the way up to being pretty much circles. You can also change the size, the number of rows, how high the column is, the amount of rotation, etc. Here's another called the honeycomb grid. Now in this case, you can't change the shape. It doesn't let you alter the number of sides of the polygon, but it does give you the radius, wall thickness, which is the spacing between the elements, columns across and down. And then here's another. Now this one's mostly about squares here. We zoom in a little bit. You can define the number of columns and rows, the size of the elements, the gaps in between, and then the height of this. Now again, any of these, once you define them, they could be turned into a hole shape that you could use to perforate the sides of parts or make other designs. TinkerCAD tip: more creative ways to make repeating patterns in TinkerCAD.